Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Bird Eye News. My name is Harrison Hertzberg, and I'm your host. Today, we will be exploring our current political climate and where the students here at FBCS seem to stand on the issues that face our nation today. We have a special surprise for our viewers out there. This episode of the Bird Eye News will feature a comedy performance that will be mocking the recent presidential debate. I hope everyone is excited. We're going to dive right into today's episode.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Riverside High Student Council Presidential Debate. My name is Jim Jones, and I'll be your moderator tonight. Please welcome our two candidates, Mrs. Hillary Clinton and Mr. Donald Trump. Unfortunately, we do have some sour news tonight. There are only the two candidates with the highest class votes who can't participate. So, I'm so sorry, Hillary, but in part due to your sickness and in part due to the votes, we'll have to bring in another student. A student from the grade ahead of you named Bernie.
No. This is my election. See, my boyfriend Bill said that I could be president after he was president. That's what he said. He promised. But that was after he cheated on me with my friend Monica. I'm ready. I'm not sick. I'm ready to stand for the students of Riverside High.
Well, I can't argue with that. Then we will continue with the debate as is. Is there anything the candidates would like to say before we start questions?
Thank you, Jim. I just want to say, in my mind, I've already won.
Wow, you're just so humble. But unlike my constituent here, I've come to this debate prepared. I've got ideas and I've got visions. Yes.
Who in their right mind comes to a debate prepared? Not me. That's who.
All right, candidates, calm down. It's time for our first question.
Come. I know it come, Jim.
First question. How is your reputation with the student body? Trump, you go first.
The jocks, they love me. The cheerleaders, they love me. The goths love me. Even the foreign exchange students, they love me. They all love me.
Well, I bet the nerds don't love you. Or how about our neighboring school, Binbury High? I bet they love you. You know, I bet you and their president, Dalamir, are in cahoots.
That is a scandalous accusation, and I'm sure that Crooked Hillary is the one in cahoots with Binbury High, because that's what Crooked Hillary does.
Mr. Trump. Trump. What is your stance on your detention records that you've kept private and decided not to release?
My stance is this, Jim. I will release my detention records when that Crooked Hillary released her text that shows she's been selling test answers to her peers.
These accusations are ludicrous and should be put to bed immediately. Thank you.
Well, you guys, thank you for your time. We'll just have to wait till November to find out and see.
Great turmoil seems to fill this election with voters who just don't know what to do. With the recent allegations regarding Hillary Clinton committing mass election fraud against Bernie Sanders, and the Democratic National Convention plotting against him from the beginning with their own hidden agenda. And the misrepresentation does not just belong to the Democratic candidate. Donald Trump, who has tried to paint himself as being an incredibly successful businessman, has had declining poll numbers after his 1995 tax records were published that reveal $916 million in losses that year and allowed him to avoid paying federal income taxes for a whopping 18 years. With this in mind, and the election crawling closer and closer, we will now ask FBCS students how severe they perceive.
Which candidate will you support in this election, if any, and why?
Honestly, as of right now, I can't support either Hillary or Trump simply because of everything that's been going on. And I was interested in Bernie Sanders, but he was out of the race pretty quickly.
Which candidate do you support in this election, if any, and why?
Donald Trump. And why? Because I don't support Hillary whatsoever, and I think that she's a criminal that cost lives of Americans overseas, and I don't agree with her.
Donald Trump. Hillary. I feel like Hillary should not be in the running. She's definitely not a good candidate to be president. Like,
Which candidate do you support in the election, if any, and why?
Gary Johnson, because out of Hillary Trump, he seems to be more eligible to be president, and he kind of can prove to America that there is this third choice that doesn't have to be Republicans and Democratic all the time. It'll kind of shove him out.
Do your own political beliefs line up with those of your family and friends?
no.
My immediate family, yes. My
Do your own
extended
political
family, no.
beliefs line up with those of your family and friends?
In ways, yes, but in ways, no. I'd say probably overall, no. I'm pretty independent, and like I try to observe each candidate for its own. Whereas there's sort of my parents say they're independent, and my family says they're independent, but they lean towards Republicans. And at the same time, I also believe in a lot of, humanitarian rights, and there's not as big of a belief in that. It's more of a authoritarian type deal with my parents or my mom.
Do your
and
own political
other
beliefs
people.
line up with those of your family and friends?
Yes, my mom does support Gary Johnson as well, and so far no friends. It's always Trump and Hillary, because that's.
We've now heard many of the opinions and stances of FBCS students and what they would like to see as the result of the voting in November. We now turn to our newscaster Nate to cover the sports portion of our episode.
Thank you, Harrison. In the world of Major League Baseball, the San Francisco Giants beat the New York Mets on October the 5th, 2016, with a Connor Gillespie 3-run home run in the top of the ninth. On October the 4th, 2016, the Toronto Blue Jays beat the Baltimore Orioles with an Edwin Encarnacion 3-run home run in the bottom of the 11th. Both these games were wildcard games. For the National League Division Series, the Cubs will play the Giants, the Washington Nationals will play the Los Angeles Dodgers. And in the American League DS, the Toronto Blue Jays will play the Texas Rangers, and the Boston Red Sox will play the Cleveland Indians. All these series will be best of 5. Based on the facts, the San Francisco Giants will beat the Chicago Cubs in 5 games. The series is currently 2 games to 1 Cubs. And the Nationals will beat the Dodgers in 4 games. The series is currently 2-1 Nats. The Indians beat the Red Sox in 3 games, which means David Ortiz's career is over. And the Blue Jays beat the Rangers in 3 games, which means the Indians will play the Rangers in the American League Championship Series, and the Giants will play the Nats National League Championship Series, and will beat them in 5 games. This means that the Indians will play the Giants, and the Giants will win in 5 games. Back to you, Harrison.